Hi, hello there, and welcome back to Solo Board Gaming presents Piacenza, 16th of June, 1746. This has just arrived today. It's one of my rare unboxings. I've had a good look through it. Well, okay, not an absolute unboxing, but certainly what's in the box, because I'm just so excited about this game. It's a wonderful era of history. It's the War of the Austrian Succession, but for a relatively inexpensive game, it's a wonderful production. A wonderful production. Okay, so Piacenza, 16th of June, 1746. And this beautiful box is from Europa Simulazioni. Europa Simulations, and it's by Enrico. Just going to turn it over because, forgive me, Enrico, I'm not familiar with you. I think I should be. Design and counter art, Enrico Acerbi. Importantly, and we'll see why a few minutes down the road, the map art is by Nicola Contardi, because it's the map, and me being a well-known mapaholic, that originally attracted me to this game, and I'm so glad I bought the game having looked through it. So, what's it all about? The Battle of Piacenza. On the 16th of June 1746, the Franco-Spanish army, led by General Maillebois, concentrated its forces near Piacenza. Piacenza is just sort of southeast of Milan in northern Italy. Now here they fought a violent battle against the Austrian army of Prince Liechtenstein. The Franco-Spanish army was completely defeated, leaving about 7,000 men dead and wounded, but succeeded to retreat into Piacenza. The battle was a crucial one in the War of the Austrian Succession. And after the victory, Her Imperial Majesty, Maria Theresa, for whose right to the imperial throne there was fighting all over Europe, said, "I want to hope that this event will dispel the desire to totally banish myself from Italy, from the minds of my enemies." You'll see that this is a beautifully produced game and a fascinating era of history, mid-18th century. War of the Austrian Succession. Let's see what's in this beautiful box. Okay, first of all, you've got this booklet, which is Piacenza 1746 Rules of Play. This is the English version because it is also to be found in Italian. Great table of contents. The book is 18 pages long, but the rules actually start on page 3 and they end on page 17. So 15 pages of rules, which isn't too bad. Having said that, they're reasonably dense. Have a look. Some historical quotations here, and some of the events that preceded the actual battle. Then we go through components of the game. In yellow, there's a lot of these throughout the book. It's historical notes. And then we go, and we'll see these great counters very, very soon, into explaining the counters themselves. They're very brightly coloured counters, these. They have a formation colour code at the top, and they have a wing colour, because this is all about wings. I think 4 wings. I think you've got your, by the look of it, left wing, right wing, centre and reserve. And it's all about wing activation. I love that kind of thing. So, although this is a 2-player game, you'll find when we eventually do a bit of a playthrough, because that's my intention, it is really very solo friendly. And we have movement points, we have strength points, and so on. Artillery here. Sequence of play. Okay, so it's about wings, it's about command. Don't forget, this is mid-18th century, so everything's very linear. So the game seems to me to be based very much on maneuver, getting those wings into such a position that they can fight with some kind of coordination in their rigid linear formations. I think that's where the skills are involved. Like here, for instance, Commander-in-Chief, Wing Commanders. He has a fire bonus here and a command range. That'll be familiar to a lot of people. And then, apart from Wing Commanders, you've now got Formation Commanders. I love this down here. This helps sell it to me as well. Staff Standard Bearer. Front of the counter and the back of the counter, look, with the flag on it, and that's Fana there, flag, standard. And then movement, and so on as we go through the rules. And as you can see, that fairly dense. There are some illustrations, some examples, and a couple of charts. A lot of historical notes, as I say, in yellow, look. Fair few examples. But the rules are fairly packed, especially as we come to here, look, the centre of the book. You got fire combat, you got melee combat, just the kind of things you would expect. Cavalry combat, cavalry melee. So, as I say, 15 pages of rules, but this is not all that light. I can't wait to learn the rules because there's some really interesting elements in them. The rigid formations, the maneuver, the various levels of command, which seem to be very important in this game. Oh, by the way, I saw this one earlier, Dragoons. A typical historical note here. Look, it's just worth saying, cavalry fire was a myth. At a distance of more than 40 metres, a pistol shot and a pistol shot and a well-thrown stone have almost the same effect. And in a melee, an unloaded pistol, because you fired it, is useless. It does not serve to parry the blows. The only thing that could be done was to throw it. So fire the pistol and then throw it, because in the time it took to put it in its holster and then to extract your sword, you would have received a blow that would have detached an ear. Love it, love it, love it. And then victory. Now, this looks like a lot of text. I've just started reading this. I need to read more. This is the historical background to the campaign, to the whole war, death of Charles VI, involvement of Italy, or the Italian states, Peace of Aachen, and so on, to the battle itself and the aftermath. And then we have 3 scenarios, learning scenarios. The Battle of San Lazzaro, murdering this language here, I do apologise. So it's where, in the 3 scenarios, the battle is split up, if you like, into its 3 stages that you can play separately or all together as the complete battle. And the battle is followed in the game hour by hour. So that's the rule book. I like it. And it's on a sort of matte finish paper. Very nice, like it. Now we have what's described as a single counter sheet. Some games would describe it as 2 counter sheets, like so, or 2 half sheets. It's 1 large counter sheet. Let's go a little bit closer. There we go. And we've got, let's see if we can split these up. It looks like mainly on this side, the Austrian and Allied forces, which is including Savoy. And look here, Piccolomini. I need to learn more about these, but importantly, look at the illustrations. Look at the dragoons. We've got dragoons and hussars and chasseurs. And we've got troops in different stances, look, with their muskets standing at the shoulder, kneeling. We have leaders with lovely portraits on them. I like that kind of counter. We have seen it in other games where you've got historical portraits of leaders or commanders. And here we go, Fahne. So on the back of that, we'll have a look on the back in a moment. I believe it's going to be the flag. And again, most units are two-step units, so the reverse side would be their reduced side, but some are single-step units. Game turn marker, disorder marker, smoke, and that kind of thing. You see that? Oh, and look. Yes, here we are, the four wings, reserve, left wing, right wing, centre. I can't wait to get this punched. Artillery. And let's have a look at the Franco-Spanish side, which seems to be this side over here. And again, you've got the character portraits of the leaders, historical figures, and these wonderful, really quite individual illustrations on the counters, leaders, and so on. This must be the Spanish, Cordoba, Galicia, España, Mallorca, Castile. Oh, we shouldn't go to all. Anyway, now, something else I learnt very, very quickly was, let's have a look. For instance, the top here is the formation colour, and the bottom corner, this triangle bit at the bottom right corner, is the wing colour. And the same going back over here, look. We've got the formation colour and the wing colour in the corner. And here we've got some counters for melee. Let's have a look on the back. Yeah, so in many cases, they are reduced. This is the reduced side. Or we've got standards. Oh, look, charge counters. And then over here, again, reduced sides, standards, historical figures, and some more management counters, charging, fired, routed. Superb counters. Okay, now just zoomed out a little bit because I just want to cover these three really top quality player aids. They're on thick quality card, which is very nice indeed, and some brilliant player aid information. Bombardment table, a fire table, melee, notes for fire, modifiers, what the results mean. And again down here, modifiers, bombardment and fire modifiers table, training die roll and its modifiers. Training die roll for Austria, France and Spain, and for infantry, grenadiers, cavalry and artillery, and so on. That's a great player aid. The next player aid is the terrain effects chart. As we can see here, so it's going through all the different types of terrain on the map, as you would expect, and its effect both on movement and combat. That's ranged combat and melee. Some terrain of which provide cover and so on. And then we've got the turn record track. And as I said, it takes each hour. It goes from 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, so the whole day of battle, hour by hour, to 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening. Now, there's one more player aid. Are you ready for this? Brace yourselves, fellow mapaholics. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, yes. Oh, come out a little bit more. There we go. Now, order of battle and setup instructions. Yes, Battle of Piacenza 1746. So here's all your setup areas, and in the rectangles are the various leaders and commanders, and shows you there's a little arrow to certain boxes to show you exactly where the leaders set up, and color coded as to their formations and wings, and where to set up then for the various scenarios. And the order of battle is down here, Austrian order of battle and the French-Spanish order of battle, and set up instructions for the campaign game. That's absolutely beautiful. I love that. Look at that. Those are nice quality player aids out of a quality box. Now, as if that's not enough, just reference back to these counters. Oh, by the way, I haven't punched them, obviously, except this one in the corner here. Okay. Now, he punched fairly easily, and there's no nubs on it or anything like that. But I just felt as I was punching it, I thought, oh, I've got to be a little bit careful here, because they're fairly tight. These are certainly not going to drop out or anything like that. So a little bit of care needed, I think. It just felt as if you could, if you're a bit ham-fisted, start to peel it. Do you know what I mean? Sort of delaminate it if you're not too careful. So it's just as well to be careful there. Anyway, I digress. We looked at these wonderful colour counters, all the different uniforms of all the different regiments as took part in the actual battle. But as if that wasn't enough, you get another booklet, orders of battle, uniforms, and a bibliography. So it will go through the orders of battle, like so, the different formations, and again, colour-coded as per all the counters. So this was the actual order of battle and the brigades and regiments that actually took part. Okay, and personally, I've not seen this before. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Look at this. Uniforms of the combatants. So, all the units in your order of battle, and these are the uniforms of France, for instance, are listed here with their tunics, their headgear. You see there's a kind of busby there, small bear skin, beaver skin, and their facing colours, lapels and cuffs, and the name of the actual regiment itself. Let's turn over. Those are the uniforms of France. And it goes on, uniforms of Spain. There you go, absolutely wonderful. And the Austrian uniforms. Do we need to go down a little bit, do you think? Should we just... There we go. Some Austrian uniforms there. You see the tunics, the headgear, their facing colours. Absolutely amazing. I have never seen that before. That's quality right there. Absolutely amazing. Now, the elephant in the room. We've got quality counters with some quite individual artwork. We've got some great player aids, as you saw there. Quite a unique book of not only orders of battle here, but the actual uniforms and facing colours. But the elephant in the room, and the reason I bought the game in the first place, is the map. I'm going to unfold this baby and we'll come back and take a look. And here we are. I've had to zoom right out for this. It's a fairly large map, but how beautiful is that? It's reproduced in, for me, a classical fine art style, and you wonder whether we should be playing on this or whether we should be putting in a frame and putting it on the wall. And it's the great work of Nicola Contardi, who deserves a mention once again. And for me, it's like I've just unrolled a chart. I've just unrolled a chart, and the battle is going to take place here. All of those brightly coloured counters are going to play out a battle of manoeuvre in front of the town. Plaisance is what it was called by the French, and we know it as Piacenza in northern Italy. Milan is just off that way, if you like. Not all that far away, actually. Genoa is down this way, and so on. So that's orientated you a little bit. Let's take a closer look at some of the aspects of it. There you go. You can see how detailed this is. Forested areas, the rivers, the villages. It's absolutely beautiful. And it is, as I say, like unfolding a chart. Like unfolding a chart and moving your troops into battle. Absolutely gorgeous. I just bumped into it on BGG, I don't know how. I picked up the game here in the UK from Second Chance Games. Plenty available. It was released in 2021, just last year. Already very popular in Europe, but waiting to be discovered, and this map fought over in much of the rest of the world. Absolutely beautiful. So, what are we waiting for? Let's punch those counters. Let's start rolling our 2 D10s. Check our player aids. And our order of battle and guide to uniforms. Good grief. I'll get through the rules in the next couple of days. And then we'll play Piacenza, 16th of June 1746, from Europa Simulazioni. Thanks for watching. Can't wait to play this. See you again soon, I hope. Thank you. Bye-bye.